those members who supported their communities.
I call the member for Coomera.
Madam Deputy Speaker, I rise to support the motion, and in doing so I acknowledge the lives lost, and my thoughts are with the families of those individuals. I also acknowledge our emergency services crews right across the state, the South East in particular. Many pockets of the Coomera electorate, particularly the northern end, although not entirely, were impacted by these floods, as they were in 2017, far more devastatingly, in fact, in 2017 compared to today. The rural communities are the usual suspects, the Canelands, of course, very low-lying area, and quite a bit of that was impacted with roads being cut, which has caused more pressure on other road services. Cedar Creek area, that's a usual suspect as well. It's along the Albert River, the beautiful Albert River, but you know the Albert River is prone to flooding, and it does impact those roads and cuts off those major roads, forcing traffic around other areas. The big issue, just following on from that, the big issue really is the massive traffic jams that occur due to the floods. All of that traffic is funnelled into other areas, and sadly most of that is often forced onto the M1 somehow or other, further down perhaps, further down the coast, and then back onto the M1 to try and travel north, that kind of thing. And so when you have accidents, as occurred during the peak of the floods, accidents occur, that makes things even worse. The classic one, though, is exit 38. In 2017, exit 38 was flooded. The motel nearby was the Beanley Yatla Motor Inn was flooded. So too was the Yatla Pie Shop. You know, that was quite devastating for them. It took them out of business for quite some time as well. And we had that flooding again in this current flood. Exit 38, though, in 2017, there was no business case in place for any work to be done at Exit 38. In 2018, a business case was prepared and provided to the minister for him to consider. That was 2018, and you would wonder how much money would be in place now to progress that, given that we're 4 years down the road. And I can confirm for the House that there's not $1. That business case has been on the minister's desk since 2018, and there is not $1 for Exit 38 upgrades at all in the last two budgets. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we'll see something in the upcoming budget, because something has to be done at Exit 38. And had work been done at Exit 38, we would have seen some improvement in the traffic flows in and around that area. Of course, it wouldn't have resolved the whole issue. Another issue that was impacted by the schools, once again we're talking about another exit, Exit 45. Members hear from me often about all of the exits. Exit 45, it's having a band-aid solution put in place instead of a full-blown solution. And another major issue was the impact that it has on the schools. Most of the students are living on one side of the highway and have to travel to the other side of the highway to get to their schools. And one particular P&C chair contacted me, the Ormeau Woods Parents and Citizens chair contacted me, and indeed he contacted the minister. Nothing fruitful came from that contact with the minister, I can confirm. But he argues that we have to do something about Exit 45. He argues that we have to do something because things are bad at the best of times, but in flood times things are absolutely impossible. Look, at the end of the day, I'm going to finish there, but at the end of the day I would like to say we are, as a community, with our community groups and our individuals pitching in and working together, at the end of the day we are resilient in the Northern Gold Coast, and we will bounce back from this flood event.
Acting Speaker.
I call the member for Astley.
Thank you, Acting Speaker.